Good afternoon, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom to talk about this gorgeous weather that we are seeing today. Despite all the fog that we had this morning, that obviously is long gone. Even if you take a quick peek out your window, you're seeing blue sky, sunshine. It is a gorgeous spring day here across the coast. However, with this spring-like weather, not only is it warm and nice outside, but during the springtime, we get showers and thunderstorms, and we do have a pretty good chance of seeing that just in time for the weekend. But as for today, beautiful. On the coast, we're a little cooler than inland areas, which was expected. As of about 2:30, we're seeing the mid to upper 70s on the coast, low 80s for some of our inland areas, and we will continue to warm up a little bit more throughout the rest of the afternoon. Not really expecting anything getting in the way of the sunshine today, and thankfully the humidity not too terribly high. It feels very comfortable outside. As we get into the evening, temperatures will begin to drop into the 60s. Eventually will fall into the 50s by early Wednesday morning, and just like this morning, we do have a chance of seeing more fog overnight tonight. If you're taking the boat out this afternoon or evening, you're good to go. Expecting a light chop with winds a little bit more out of the south later today, a bit more of an easterly wind offshore. Very light breeze this afternoon and into the early evening, only at about 5 knots or so. Now the UV index today has been considered very high. Chances are we're going to be seeing that again tomorrow. And we are coming up on high tide after the sunset tonight, well after the sunset for Bay St. Louis. Water temperature continues to climb into the upper 60s. And I wouldn't be surprised day in and day out with all of the spring-like weather, our water temperature will eventually climb into the 70s. So beautiful day to take the boat out. To be honest, beautiful day to do anything you would like to do outside. However, overnight tonight, we have another good chance of seeing some patchy, dense fog. Of course, we still have a lot of moisture in the ground from all of the rainfall that we had on Monday, and that could set us up for some dense fog at times early Wednesday morning. That probably slow you down a little bit this morning. It was pretty thick, almost across the board this morning as far as I could tell, but it didn't last too terribly long, and just like today, tomorrow the fog should easily clear out of the way by the middle to end of the morning, giving us a lot more sunshine as we head into our Wednesday afternoon. Satellite and radar right now, very quiet. We are seeing a mostly sunny sky, hardly any cloud cover at this point. A few little clouds here or there, but that's really about it. We've got an area of high pressure nearby along the Gulf Coast that's keeping a lot of the southeast pretty quiet at this point. Noticing a little more cloud cover over parts of the Florida Peninsula. That's well away from us. We are noticing a few more clouds up into Arkansas, but for Mississippi and Alabama, it's almost a complete sunshine at this point, it looks like, even into Tennessee. So a gorgeous day across the southeast, and those temperatures to go along with that. So by this afternoon, still expecting inland areas to be in the low 80s, more so going to be in the mid to upper 70s on the coast. Overnight tonight will cool down fairly quickly. Another cool start tomorrow morning with some of that patchy dense fog. We'll wake back up on Wednesday morning in the low 50s, or the mid 50s I should say, for the most part. And then by Wednesday afternoon, another very spring-like day. Temperatures close to 80 even for those of us on the coast. Once again, if you live north of I-10, you have a better chance of reaching the low to mid 80s, and with all that sunshine, it should be another beautiful day. Now, while Futurecast is not showing it at this time, there is a small chance we could have a few stray showers move in from the north and west. Even if we were to get any rain tomorrow, I expect it to be fairly light. Most of the day is going to be completely dry, but there is a small potential for a few isolated showers by Wednesday. Not anticipating much at all. Thursday, a little bit more cloud cover moves through our area. Not going to be as cool in the morning. Still cool, but not quite as chilly as what we had this morning. Temperatures more so in the upper 50s, low 60s. And if we keep some of those clouds in place throughout Thursday afternoon, we are going to be a little bit cooler with high temperatures in the mid 70s. Still not really expecting any rain on Thursday. Changes are on the way by the end of Friday and into the weekend. In fact, we're getting more and more confident that we're going to be seeing some showers and thunderstorms, especially on Saturday. Sunday, that's a bit of a question mark. Looks like the timing on Sunday is going to be late enough to where most of the day Sunday could be fairly dry. Of course, we're still several days out from that, but at this time it looks more like Saturday is going to be the day this weekend where we have a better chance of seeing some showers and storms. And if this disturbance moves in early enough, we may see a few of those showers and storms by the very end of Friday. Most of this work week, though, I'm not expecting much in the way of rain. And just like what we have today, tomorrow I do expect to see more sunshine. But let's play this out on some of our forecast models. This is the GFS American model showing a disturbance moving in from the west that could potentially bring a few showers and thunderstorms by the end of Friday, although it looks like the majority of the rain passes through the Gulf Coast in the southeast Saturday morning and even into the afternoon. I will say the GFS model is faster with this system compared to what we call the European model, and I'll show you that in just a few moments. So showing some showers and storms moving through on Saturday. Generally speaking, it keeps most of Sunday dry, maybe a few isolated showers throughout the day, but that next system to our north and west, that low pressure and cold front, likely not going to be getting closer to us until the end of Sunday and possibly not even until Monday. And it also looks like the better ingredients for severe weather more so going to be to our north with this system. So that is some good news for those of us along the Gulf Coast. That front may not make its way closer to us until the end of Monday. We've been noticing some trends with our forecast model. So generally speaking, it looks like if we were to see rain on Sunday, more so likely going to be overnight that night and into Monday morning. And in fact, if it slows down even more, we may see just the majority of the rain heading into Monday. So this is the European model. It's a little bit slower with that first disturbance this weekend. Not really showing too much rain on Friday night, but it does show scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling throughout the day on Saturday, maybe even lingering around in parts during the evening. Also similar to the GFS, not showing a ton of rain throughout the day on Sunday, but that cold front starts to get closer to us by the end of Sunday and throughout the day on Monday. So Monday may be a day where we see more showers and storms rather than Sunday. Similar to the GFS model, also noticing more forcing with this system to our north, which would mean those areas have a greater risk of seeing severe weather. If you were watching us yesterday, you may remember that yesterday on Sunday we were highlighted in that yellow color for a chance of severe weather. Storm Prediction Center has cut us out of that risk for now. Again, more ingredients coming together to our north on Sunday for a better chance of severe weather in North Mississippi, across the Mid-South, and even into parts of the Midwest. So that's a trend that we like to see. We'll keep an eye on things. And it also looks like if we were to see more thunderstorms, it's more so going to be on that following Monday. Now this weekend, with that better chance of rain, we may be a little bit cooler on Saturday with highs only in the mid-70s, which is still technically a little bit above average. Today and tomorrow, we are above average with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. And heading into early next week, even with those chances for rain, still likely going to be very spring-like with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s. At this time, I don't have anything even close to freezing in our 7-day forecast. Our morning lows are going to be in the 50s and 60s. The last freeze on record for Gulfport is March 31st. And at this time, doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any freezes. So I don't think we're going to be breaking that record. I think it's going to be very difficult to do at this point. All signs are pointing towards warmer than average temperatures to wrap up the month of March and the first few days of April. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook for temperatures produced by the Climate Prediction Center. Really looks like the southern part of the country is going to be seeing warmer than average temperatures. If you like spring-like weather, I think you're going to like how it feels outside over the next several days. Now, as we head into April, again, looks like the warm weather will be sticking around. I talked about this. I don't have anything remotely close to freezing over the next 6 to 7 days here in South Mississippi. That trend likely continues into April, and generally speaking, we don't really see any freezes on the coast. At least on the immediate coast in April. There have been times farther inland we've had some freezes in April, but overall, I'm not seeing that in the forecast in the near future, and it usually comes by after Easter where freezes are just out of the question here in South Mississippi. So very spring-like over the next several days. The trees will continue to bloom, flowers will continue to bloom. I don't know about you, I've noticed a lot more bugs and insects in my yard. Chances are we're going to be seeing more of those as long as this warm weather prevails. Especially warm tomorrow, with those of us on the coast even expected to reach 80 degrees. A little bit cooler by the end of the week, not by much. Highs still in the mid-70s. Most of the work week still expecting to stay dry, but just a heads up, Saturday, that's the day of the weekend where we expect to see more of the rainfall. Sunday night into Monday, that's when I'm anticipating another round of showers and storms. But today and tomorrow, it is gorgeous outside. Hopefully you get off work early enough today to enjoy a little bit of that daylight this evening. Temperatures at that point will start to drop into the low 70s, and we will be falling back into the 60s overnight tonight. Only issue tonight is going to be some of that patchy dense fog, and that could slow you down on Wednesday morning. So we'll have another update on your forecast coming up today throughout our 4 o'clock show, our 5 o'clock show. Chief Meteorologist Eric Johnson will be on for our 6, 6:30, and 10 o'clock newscast, talking more about the fog and our rain potential this weekend. But for now, hopefully you can enjoy some of this beautiful weather. Now I'm going to step outside a little bit more to soak up the sun.